You made it to the other side of Christmas. I hope you all had an excellent day. I hope you all got everything you wanted, had lots of fun with family. Let me know down in the comments what presents you got and Christmas stories and all that exciting stuff. Talking of exciting stuff, we have a transfer window to talk about. Can I take this hat off now? Is this done? Hello and welcome to Club 3, Part 3 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kev. Coming up on today's episode, we're away against Orient and at home against Leyton, both in League 2. Since you were last with me, there's been so much stuff going on. Antics aplenty. We're unbeaten in 3 games, that's the important thing, and we find ourselves up into 18th place, slowly moving towards that mid-table target that the board set us when we took over a relegation-threatened Oxford about 6 weeks ago at this point. We've signed 14 players in this transfer window. I've had so much fun. Right, where did we get to last time? I think last time we got as far as Warren Blackmore. Since then, we've also signed Leanne Goal on loan until the end of the season. You should be familiar with Leanne Goal from me talking about him on the last episode and also from my posh save from a few years ago when he was an absolute hero. I do have a question. Players just keep turning up ready to sign. I think my director of football is doing it, but I'll show you in a second that I haven't got him doing it. But Noel Burdett is another one of these. It just sort of turned up on the screen saying, do you want to confirm the signing of Noel Burdett? And I thought, well, yeah, all right. I mean, we need players. So he's here. I didn't pick him, but he arrived. Same with James Cragen. And with him, the decision was even easier because I remember James Cragen from Non-League to Legend last year, I think it was. Plus, he's been at Oxford previously and in between spent time at my beloved Posh. So he made sense, but I didn't scout him either. These last two were me, though. Gus Mafuta is a 25-year-old midfield player who my scouts thought was great. My assistant manager, not so much, but he's been awesome for Salford in the 3 seasons of the save so far. Came up with them from the National League North through the National League and did a full season in League 2 last year before getting released inexplicably. But the fans were excited about his signing. So he's clearly a bit of a name at this level. And then this one was me as well. Nabil Twizy, a 20-year-old Spanish striker on loan from Man City until the end of the season. 3.5-star current ability, 5-star potential, and he scored on his debut. We've let a couple of the younger lads out on loan. And let me just show you my instructions from my director of football. If I've set something up wrong on here and I'm just missing it, please let me know. But I'm kind of used to having a director of football. I don't feel like this is something that I should be messing up. But so find and make offers for players for the first team, that's me. Youth players, I've got my head of youth development identifying them. But those ones who are coming in aren't youth players. I'm doing contract negotiations for first team. I finalise first team signings. I don't see why players just keep turning up ready to sign. What setting on there is making that happen? Unless they're players who've been in negotiations since before I was at the club. But if that's the case, I don't understand why James Cragen, for example, is confirming his signing on the 17th of January when I was appointed back in early December. Surely he would have just confirmed on the 1st of January. It's a bit of a weird one. I'm not going to object because I think it's those two plus the left winger who I didn't really understand where he came from in the last episode. Was it Gosling? Him. Yeah, I had nothing to do with him either. I don't think. Maybe I did. I'm so confused. I did get into a bit of a frenzy making offers on players. So there's every chance I did it myself late at night and just forgot. Who knows? Let's get into some games anyway. This is the team that we're going to be playing for the first of today's 2 games against Orient. We've got Clint in goal, a back four of Ruffles, Carroll, Knott and Smith, with Andrews, Henry and Cragen in midfield, Blackmore in behind, Angol and Tuazi. That is a front 3 that should absolutely destroy League 2. I mean, I'm thinking if we can keep those 3 fit and not concede too many goals, I don't think the playoffs is an unrealistic target for us. I know we've only got 16 games left and we're 12 points away from the playoffs. I genuinely think that front 3 could get 30 or 40 goals between them between now and the end of the season. They're that overpowered for this level. This is where 2 of them get injured and we lose 3-0 today and I look like a complete buffoon. But, you know, they should just rip this league apart. Fingers crossed. Right, Blackmore to Angol. Here we go. Let's start this ripping the league apart process. Is it Twazi? Is that how we say his name? A bit of a long cross for Angol, but he does collect it, whips it back in for Henry, who probably should have done a little bit better with it. But he's not the man that the goals are going to come from. It's that front three. Oh, we're already losing. Psh. Why do I make predictions about how good we are? Whenever I talk about us being really, really good, we end up really, really bad. It's when I'm negative we go and win games. I am convinced that the computer can hear me. Not just through the microphone. Not the way you lot can hear me. I think it has a separate way of hearing me as well. Right, Carroll. Don't really know why he's the one whipping the cross back in when he's a centre-back. I have tried to be a little bit clever and set up some set-piece instructions as well. I don't really understand set-piece instructions very much. It's not something I've done a lot. I've tried to do something that seems logical. It might be that our set-pieces are a complete disaster for a little while I tweak it. But we'll see. We'll see if we look stupid next time we have a corner. But certainly having our centre-back peel off and be the guy who's putting the cross back in when it's cleared from a corner, that suggests I'm doing something wrong. Right, here we go. Let's have a goal here. Twazi. And it's an own goal. And nobody cares because at least we scored. It's 1-1. And huzzah! That's the important thing. Let's have a look at it from another angle. I mean, it was a decent drilled cross. And we did have Blackmore and Angol both waiting to tuck it away. Although that being said, they were surrounded by 4 Orient players. It seems Orient got the memo and are a little bit afraid of our front three and are marking them all very, very closely. But you would think they should have the quality to ignore all that. There you go. Craigan, free kick across to Henry. I mean, that was a nice little set-piece move. Don't think I set-piece instructions for free kicks, though. I think I only did it for corners. While I'm experimenting, I didn't want to break everything. If I get corners right, then I'll look at free kicks. So that one, can't take any credit for. If we'd have scored, I would have taken all the credit, obviously. Right, Craigan, what's he going to do? Put it out wide to Angol, who shouldn't really be all the way out there. But some of our passes are a little bit clunky at the moment. We're not quite as free-flowing as I would like a team of mine to be. But we'll get there. Tuazi with the cross. It's a good cross as well. The keeper couldn't really handle it. He did well to get there and get the cross over. And I think we've had the better of that first half. Although we are falling into the trap that sometimes my teams fall into, where we've had 10 shots, only 3 of them are on target. We've had 50-50 for possession, and we're attacking a lot, and that's fine by me. I would rather have 10 shots, 3 on target, than 3 shots and 2 of them be on target. We've had 4 half chances to their 1. I think we're winning this game. It's a moral victory at the moment, even if the scoreline doesn't quite reflect it. That was a weird decision for Andrew to make, and has left us in a little bit of trouble. But luckily, Orient decided to just slow things down rather than hitting us on a break, which is a bit odd, but almost justified. But Clint makes a decent save. It would be nice to go on and win this game. I know we're a relegation-threatened team still, so expecting to win multiple games in succession and long unbeaten runs is a little bit far-fetched, but I genuinely think this squad that we've put together, when it gels and we get the dynamics sorted and all that stuff, once all that's done, I think we should... Oh, Clint with another cracking save, but he can only do it so many times, and they do score from the rebound. I think once we get ourselves sorted, we will be a force to be reckoned with. Maybe it's not this year, though. Maybe I got a little bit too ahead of myself with talk of playoffs. Okay, lads, we're not looking for the playoffs. We just want mid-table. Just want to stay in a job. We'll reassess in summer. Because the key thing is, with most of these transfers that we've done, most of them are only on 6-month contracts until the end of the season. So I know we've signed a lot of players, but we can have a look at them for 6 months of real competitive football that doesn't really matter because we're only aiming for mid-table. We should do that fairly comfortably, or else I'm going to get fired. So if I'm still in a job in the summer, then we'll have had a chance to have a look at these players in competitive football and make some decisions about which ones we want to offer longer contracts to, which ones we're happy to see move on. And then from there, we can just add to it for next season and hopefully storm at the playoffs, because you would think a team that has only just been relegated from League One after a fairly good season in League One, we had 3 players lining up to score there. How are none of them offside? I need to see the replay of this one because I don't understand how we had 3 unmarked players on their goal line and none of them are offside. I think it's these 3 here. It's this guy, I guess. I mean, it's because He's had a touch of it, but still, when Bishop played that ball through, the three of them were offside. I would be, regardless of the fact that that's touched one of their players on the way through, I would be feeling a little bit hard done by if I was an Orient fan there, but I'm not. So hopefully we'll go and grab a winner and capitalise on that. So Andrews, what can he do? Finds Dyson in a wide position, crosses to no one in particular really. It was a poor cross, hit it early when he didn't really need to. He wasn't under any pressure. And Orient now coming back at us again. There have been chances aplenty in this match. They've had 2 clear-cut, 3 half chances. We've had 1 clear-cut chance, 6 half chances. I mean, it's the kind of match where you wouldn't be surprised if it ended up with a 6-6 or a 4-4 or one of my other trademark results. But end-to-end stuff, equal for possession, roughly equal for shots. This is how football should be played. None of this defending and trying not to lose, Lark. We've got 2 teams here who are both trying to win a football match. I respect Orient for that, and I wouldn't be upset if they beat us. I'd be a little bit upset, but looks like it's going to happen. So, they're bottom of the league. I didn't realise they were rock bottom of the league. Oh, perhaps I should be upset. This has been poor then. Oh, no. Oh, so much for we'll tear this league up. We'll playoffs. No, can't be. We'll lose to the bottom of the league team. We have actually been pretty poor every time we've gone away from home. I have got a second tactic that I'm training for away from home. Rather than a 4-3-1-2 on control, it's a 4-1-3-2 on counter, which I think we probably need to start using for our away games. We're not yet good enough to... Once we do start ripping teams apart, then we can focus on ripping teams apart. I mean, I love it. Love contradicting myself. It's great. Just saying how, attack, end to end. It's how football should be played. However, the next time we go away, we're going to try not to lose, because we shouldn't be losing against teams like Orient. Right, now we're going to play against another relegation-threatened team in the shape of Lincoln. We are at home, so we'll attack them, but I'll just show you the away one that we've got. Have I not? Oh, no, I changed it to a diamond. It was a 4-1-3-2, but I didn't want to drop Blackmore, so I turned it into a diamond on counter. But it's a similar sort of idea. We're not going to use that against Lincoln, though. We're going to go and try and outscore them. No changes then for Lincoln. Let's try and do that again, but properly. Hopefully, just being at home will be enough of a difference maker to... all those positive things I said, and then we went and did a silly thing like losing. But hopefully we put it all right today, and then I learned from my mistakes and we use that counter-attacking tactic away from home, and we just start grinding out some results away from home. Learn to tear teams apart at home. We do want to get to the tearing teams apart stage. Look at this, we've had 60% possession already in this match. 6 shots, none of them on target. Perhaps we need that work ball into the box thing turning on, but I don't really like it. I don't want to discourage my players from having shots. I want them to be Oh, Clint. Oh, goodness me, that was dangerous. Right. Oh, right, Tuazi. Tuazi? I have no idea. The thing is, well, I'm recording this before Christmas like I am all the videos this week. So even when you tell me how to say it properly in the comments after this episode, for at least the next 2 or 3, I'm still going to be saying it wrong. And I apologise for that, but I will try and say it right next week when I've learnt. I mean, he'll be gone then, I imagine. He was only here till the end of the season. And then we'll never see him again. So I'll probably never say, unless I'm saying his name right now, I probably never will. So... yay for mispronunciation. Oh, I thought Andrews had stuck that into the back of the net. But it must have just whistled wide for it to be worthy of a highlight. That's been a fairly uneventful first half. We haven't really shown any of this tearing teams apart with our front 3 that I promised you that we'd have. And we're 1-0 down just before half-time. Oh, forget that. I'm going to edit that bit out where I mentioned playoffs earlier. Let's pretend that never happened. Everything had been going so well until I turned the camera on. Why can't I ever just... I swear it is the curse of closing the game and loading it back up again on another day. We've all experienced it. Whether you're on a winning run or a losing run, guarantee when you open the game up again the next time, the form will reverse. So if I close this down now, come back to it tomorrow, then we'll start winning again. If I'd have recorded the video last night while we were winning, then we would have won these games. I know none of that's real, probably, but Oh, we all know that, we all feel that way. Surely I've felt that like that for 20 years of playing Football Manager. It just feels like, oh, you can't stop while you're winning, but likewise, if you stop while you're losing, that might turn your form around the next day. And oh, look at that! That ball should not be making it across the pitch the way it just has. We're not really creating anything. The amount of chances we created against Orient compared to this, and we're at home now. We've had 14 shots, 60% possession, but we're just not creating any decent chances. This front three that I was so excited about just isn't getting the job done. So we'll take 2 of them off again. Cragen's on a yellow card and not playing well, so we may as well take him off as well. We don't have anyone to come on for him, mind. He can come on for him, and then he can move forward, I think. And just shuffle these lot around and do that. Right, we've got to have an equaliser in us at least. We can't go into. I mean, this is the kind of sequence of results that leads to you getting sacked. If I've got to get to mid-table, we have 2 games against 2 teams in the bottom 3, and pick up no points. Sorry, lose both of those games, then mid-table starts to look a long, long way away. We've had 22 shots in this match and not scored a goal. In fact, we've had 22 shots, only 4 of them are on target. And we haven't created a clear-cut chance. The goals will come. I'm certain the goals will come. I hope the goals come. If you have enjoyed that, please make sure you pop a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.